Hi there, Kelsey Tona here from Guest Focus. This interview is actually part of our Innovator series with the Guest Focus Partner Program. Essentially, these are a set of paid featurettes highlighting innovative companies that we believe are offering real value to tour operators around the world. Our goal is to spotlight useful solutions, most importantly, hear from real world operators who use them, and ultimately help you decide whether or not they're a good fit for you and your tour business. Let's dive in. So welcome, everyone. I have the pleasure to be joined here today with Nathan from Always Adventures and Katja, who is a client success manager at ResmarkWeb. Welcome to you both.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, so Nathan, let's start with you. Where are you based? Talk to us a little bit about your tour business.
Yeah, I'm based here in Southwest Utah, specifically Kanab, Utah is where my office is located. We offer private, customized outdoor experiences across some of the most beautiful landscapes that Southwest Utah has to offer. We specialize in canyoneering, rock climbing, hiking, and four-wheel drive tours. We generally do small groups, so small private groups, and then our kind of gross revenue for the year is somewhere around 300,000.
We were talking a bit before, just to give people that context between indirect sales and OTAs and other referring partners and direct. What does that breakdown look like for Always?
I don't really like working with OTAs, so I don't work with any of them. So everything is direct. Everything comes right through me. We focus in as much as we can with SEO. I'm kind of in this for the long haul. So I'm intended to basically have any of the traffic we get, try to stick with it. I don't like the idea of pay and then get something and then you have nothing when you're done.
Beautiful. I'm going to circle back to you in just a moment, but maybe we'll allow Katja to introduce where we're focusing here on ResmarkWeb. Do you want to quickly share a little bit about what ResmarkWeb is? And for those that are familiar with Resmark, obviously there's a bit of a distinction here.
Yeah, of course. So we here at ResmarkWeb, we're a digital marketing agency that specializes in helping tour and activity providers improve their online presence. So we offer services such as website design, SEO, PPC, and overall digital marketing strategies. Our goal is to really help small tour and activity providers attract more customers, improve their search rankings, and increase conversions through effective online marketing. We have a couple of sister companies as well, Resmark Systems and Waiver Sign. So we're kind of an all-in-one package. Resmark Systems is our full-featured booking and reservation management software. And then we have Waiver Sign, which is a digital waiver solution as well.
Yeah, thanks for sharing and giving that context. I've personally been aware of Resmark for many years, and has a great sort of homegrown story that, hey, I think in your neck of the woods down around Moab and the beautiful landscape that you talk about, Resmark as a booking software really came about when a tour operator, wasn't happy with the solutions that they had out there, built Resmark essentially internally, for their own tour business, and then realized, hey, this might be useful to other operators. And so it's been really fascinating, just as an industry observer, how you're really branching out and building a kind of complete ecosystem here. But it sounds like you can kind of do a la carte too. And as we'll discuss here with Nathan, if you want to use only the waiver system, if you just want to use the booking software, if you just want to use the website services, that's pretty cool that you have a lot of flexibility there too. All right, so Nathan, let's turn back to you. What were some of the challenges, let's say, that you were facing in the business that led you to, first have contact with ResmarkWeb?
Yeah, I mean, we're good at what we do, as far as like juggling all the landmarks and the different training we guide, but we're not very good at website building or marketing or even generally attracting the clientele that we want to attract. I mean, if I'm being honest, maybe almost embarrassed a little, but on a couple of years ago on July 4th, I mean, probably anyone watching this knows it's a very busy time to travel, especially in America. We had 0 bookings on July 4th. We realized we weren't being seen, and we needed an online presence to help us be seen. People couldn't find us. As a business owner who started it from the ground, it's like your little baby, and it's intimidating to partner with somebody that you don't know what they're capable of. ResmarkWeb, they kind of helped hold my hand the whole way. I think they still hold my hand in many ways, which is great.
That's great. And look, we have somebody very qualified here to kind of speak to this. Katja, what would you say to an operator who was like trying to wrap their heads around like what that process looks like, maybe over that whether it's first weeks, first months together to sort of set yourself up for success?
Well, first, of course, so I'm on the client side. So our sales team, of course, is the first person that you're speaking to. So I'll meet with the sales team, see what they've discovered during that process. And then I would have a meeting with the client and the sales team just to kind of, hand the baton, if you will. And then from there, I get to meet with the client and really just dive into like what they're looking for, what their vision is, what kind of colors they like, fonts, and what kind of imagery they have, if they want to use videos, what are their goals, what are their specific goals for the website. And then we will kind of take it from there and just do the best that we can for the homepage. And that really, at first draft, of course, everything's not written in stone at that point, but that homepage really sets the tone for the entire website. So we'll give it our all and really try to find that client's unique vision and passion, through the homepage.
Okay, beautiful. All right, Nathan, are you comfortable sharing what are some of the results that you've seen ultimately overhauling your website?
I mean, not only the presentation has been huge, the feedback I get from the website, people share outwardly how nice and beautiful the website is. This spring, we're only a couple months into the season. I'm already showing results as growth of up to 30% in revenue for the year versus previous year.
Is there any other results that you want to share from the other services? It sounds like SEO was maybe one of those priorities.
I know I rank higher for many keywords than I did just even a few months ago. And this consistent rise in those rankings, people are able to find me much more efficiently. And I think the people that are finding me are the people I'm also looking for.
Yeah. Katja, when you're working people with their SEO, what are some examples of that success? What are you often measuring, just to give people that perspective?
Yeah, not only like keywords we're ranking for, but just overall traffic. We want to see that, nice steady increase, like along with keywords, that nice steady growth as well. Of course, we can bring people to the website, but are they converting? So once the website's been out there and, in the wild for a little while, if we're seeing the traffic and not quite the conversions, we do make optimizations along the way to make sure that people are not only getting to the website, but taking that final step and, booking a tour.
All right. So, Nathan, we hear lots of horror stories about working with people who develop the website and then kind of disappear. The email goes cold. I can speak personally to having had this experience. I think people are just looking for an honest answer and maybe set expectations around what that communication and customer service has been like.
Working with ResmarkWeb is great. If I have a change, even if it's something as simple as a photo, like, this new photo of the same of the location, I can just send it off. I can email Katja and be like, hey, we add this to this page. And then it's done. It's as simple as an email. I don't have to Google how to change my website, which I've done before.
I love that. For Katja, maybe give people some perspective. If they are a little bit more DIY, are they able to log in to the back end and make changes?
Oh, sure. Yeah, so all our websites are very custom. So they're, easy to navigate. We do, of course, want everyone to have the ability to make any updates if they do desire. Give lots of training too, so if someone would like to learn, I'm more than happy to do that. But we feel it is really important that they, own the website as well, just in case they do want to make any edits. But I really enjoy, though, when there is a change, to learn about the business and then try to figure out the best way to kind of represent that on the website. That's one of my favorite things to do, is to get on a call and hear about this new tour and see what the good things are about it, what we don't want to mention, how we can present that information. I find that really challenging and really fun, so to kind of take those ideas and then kind of figure out the best way to really represent it.
Okay, fantastic. All right, so here's the Always Adventure website. Is there anything you want to share, Nathan, about the experience here? There's a lot to love as somebody who spends a lot of time looking at tour operator websites.
Katja and I have spent a lot of time. She's endured a lot of me trying to get my ideas that are in my head out into a tangible way.
Okay, so this was the original kind of presentation. One of the things that jumps out right away is that this is pretty short. And so if we go over here to this site preview, this is the new version that you've been working on with ResmarkWeb. Yeah, I can see right away just a ton of really effective e-commerce best practices. Obviously, we here at Guest Focus spend a lot of time working with people on their sales pages, but I absolutely love taking the time to showcase like, hey, how this works breaking it down step by step, addressing common concerns. This is so often overlooked. A great addition of the social proof here and the FAQ, just another great opportunity to get these directly on individual sales pages to help overcome objections. I love that book now button visible no matter where we are. And this looks like a quick way to scroll up and down the page. Oh, that's fantastic. Katja, is there anything that you might share in terms of like, hey, who's an ideal client for ResmarkWeb? Who's someone who's not a great fit for what you guys are up to?
Yeah, that's a great question. So we work with tour operators, across a wide range of experiences, including like sightseeing, cultural tours, like food and wine, history. Our ideal client really is a, growth-minded tour operator based in North America. Though we enjoy working with tour operators, kind of from around the world, whether you offer half-day excursions, multi-day trips, I think we're a really great fit for teams that value collaboration and are focused on long-term success. We're not really the right fit for operators chasing like a quick fix or bouncing kind of from one agency to the next. The businesses we work with tend to have, or they're curious, they're open to feedback, they're ready to take action, and most already have like a few core systems in place, if you will, like a CRM. They're looking to build on that foundation with a team that truly understands the industry. So when we work with clients who bring energy and commitment, we feel like we can really achieve great results together.
Do you work with many multi-day operators on their websites?
Absolutely. Yeah. One of my favorite clients, hope I'm not leaving anybody out, is Four Seasons Guides. They offer multi-day backpacking, lodge-based trips and so forth in the Southwest and around the Grand Canyon and Sedona as well.
Okay, I think that's important to mention because there are some subtle differences, a lot of overlap, but for sure, when we get to that bottom of funnel, especially in those sales pages, I'm glad to hear that you are open to, and it sounds like successfully working with multi-day operators. Any sort of final things you might say to another operator who is facing some of those relatable challenges?
Don't wait until you're burned out or overwhelmed. And I got right on the edge. I think it's easy to feel like you're on the treadmill losing the race. You're just getting further and further behind, even if you're running faster. And ResmarkWeb helped us reach our goals and grow without compromising our values. And I think it's a solution worth exploring for other people as well.
Well, a huge thank you to both of you for taking the time today to share a little bit more about the solutions that you offer. As for any participant in our Innovator series, you can learn more at guestfocus.com/partners. And there you can reach out to ResmarkWeb should you be interested, maybe book a call, do a demo. But most of all, Nathan, I super appreciate you taking the time to share your experiences, and Katja for you being here as well to help clarify some of the ways that you help operators every day.
Thank you.
Glad to be here. Thank you.
Thanks so much, guys.